Welcome back to OneStopTutorials.com. Alibaba back again from sunny Thailand. The birds are chirping. We are back with Photoshop. What we're going to do in this tutorial, we're going to carry on from where we left off in the last tutorial. And in the last tutorial, what we got up to was filling in the whites. Okay, I wish I had a bit more time because I would have got in there a lot deeper and made them look a bit more real. But hey, this is not the real world. This is video tutorial world. Okay, so what I want to do in this tutorial is I want to show you a technique of changing the color of the eye. Okay, there's loads of techniques out there, loads of people probably doing different techniques. I'm going to show you a technique that I generally use just because I like the power of it and I can have more control over it. What I want to do first is I want to merge these three layers. This is where we got up to the last tutorial. If you've closed down and you're opening this picture up again, don't worry, just don't worry about it. We're just going to deal with the eye anyway, okay? And this is called the eyes_open.jpg. Okay, to merge these layers together, simply click on the first one, hold down Shift, left click on the last one, and the shortcut is Control Shift Alt E, or on a Mac it is Shift Command Option E. Okay, that's how you merge your layers together. Control Alt Shift E or Command Option Shift E, and that will allow you to merge. So now we merge the layer again. Basically what we've done is we've merged everything from here into this one image here. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to come down to the adjustments layer. I want to choose hue and saturation. Okay, what I'm going to do is just simply apply any color to it to start with. I'm just going to apply green or whatever. Okay, you'll notice as always when we do this, it's made the whole image turn into this hue and saturation. It's not what we want, but we know how to fix it. Quite simply, select your mask. Okay, we need to invert this mask. We need to have the original image and have all this information, the green eye, the purple face. We need to have this underneath the original image. To do this, it's called invert the mask. All you do is hold down Control or Command and hit I on your keyboard. That will invert the selection mask. Okay, next thing we want, as it's a black mask, we want a white foreground color. We want the brush tool. Yeah, everything's okay. Opacity 100%. I'm going to zoom in a bit here, and we're just going to bring back that green that we just did. Okay, it's what I love about masks. I love the power and the control of masks. Okay, if you're going to get into Photoshop, you're going to get into retouching, highly recommend you use masks in your projects because you really have so much more power to do what you want. And there you go, we just brought the green eye back. Now the reason I use this technique and the reason I think this technique is great is because now as we set up a hue and saturation, we can now modify this at any time. You could save this out as a Photoshop PSD file, a PSD, yeah, and that will allow you to come back at this and change this color of this eye at any time. The way you get to hue and saturation in CS3 and I think in CS2 as well is you double left click on this icon. That will bring up the hue and saturation. In CS4 it is above. Okay, and all we can do now is by selecting the hue, we can now come through, change the color of the eye to any color that we want. Okay, I'm going to select a blue. The next one down is you can desaturate the color out, meaning you can take away the color, so we can just be left with no color, or we can add more of that color to it, and in our case it's this bluey, and that just doesn't look real. Okay, so I just want to keep it to a nice sort of nice saturation, and then you've got your lightness and darkness, which will add lightness and darkness to it. But generally for this effect on eyes, I generally don't use this. Okay, so now that you understand how to use the hue and sat, what else can you do with this? Well, what you can do is, in fact, I'm just going to bring up a bit more saturation on that. What you can do on this is, if I double left click on adjustments to shut that down, I can duplicate this layer. Okay, so I can left click, drag this layer all the way down to a new layer icon. Okay, and you'll notice the strength of the color has doubled. That's because we're using the same blending mode. What I want to do is come to the blending modes and I want to choose something like soft light. Okay, again we have complete and utter control over this. We can use the opacity so we can bring down so we don't have it as aggressive as it looks. Okay, again we can do that on any one of the other layers. And also what's so good about this is that's also, now you duplicate it, you now have a hue and saturation mask for this second soft light blending mode, which means now you can sort of add an effect where you're mixing colors. Okay, you're mixing this color to the color underneath it. Okay, Again, playing with the opacity will help you keep it to more of a genuine look. So that's how I generally change colors of eyes. Like I said, there's plenty of techniques out there, but this way I like the power of this, that I can come in at any time. I can change any of these blend modes. Okay, I can change it to hard light. If I change the screen, it'll be really light. You know, I can do whatever I want with this. I have the options of changing the color at any time that I want, and I can make it come out 100% how I want it to look, compared to maybe some other techniques. So that's it for this tutorial. That's enough of eyes. We're going to be moving on to something else. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Helps everything move forward. Any questions, any problems, let me know, and I shall catch you guys and girls at the next insane one-stop tutorials. Laters, everyone.